Greetings, Mavericks and new viewers. Tonight, direct and live from the Maverick News Network World Studios. This is Maverick News with Rick Walker.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Maverick News channel. Just checking to make sure we are live. We should be catching the main channel here momentarily. A lot to talk about tonight. The big Unite the Kingdom rally in London. And of course the audio is okay. Can you hear me? And are we live? Audio gone, tinny. And I don't even have a live feed. I'll try it again. Now we're live. I see it. I'll check it myself now. Better now? Good. Okay. So we're good to go. Thank you for that. So yeah, lots to talk about because we did this huge protests actually in London that we will wait for you, share with you. We are running on all the channels now. Finally, good. So we're making some progress. Also, we're going to talk a little bit tonight about what's going on in Ukraine, and we have other stuff too. But the main thing we're going to dig into is the, I guess the lies and maybe more importantly, information that will get us closer to the truth tonight about what has really been happening today on the streets of London. So stay with me. And we'll dig into all of it. We'll come back right after this.
Greetings, brave Mavericks. Our quest for truth continues. We go beyond fake news. Together we expose propaganda. Together we pull others out of rabbit holes. We are Maverick thinkers. We are all unique individuals, defenders of individual rights and freedoms, credible, trusted, grounded in reality. Maverick News, defending free speech, Donate at freedomreporters.com. Do it now. Tomorrow may be too late. Maverick News. The world is watching. Maverick News. The world is watching.
Okay, so huge protests in London. Let's just take a look at this aerial footage first of all. And the sparring is at a fever pitch tonight online between political rivals. Here's the aerial footage. This is the night. It's true, but unquestionably, undeniably. Part of all of this is the Tommy Robinson protest, and of course we've seen, you know, these reports in the days leading up to this about journalists or influencers being banned, prohibited from coming into the country. Outside journalists, foreign journalists, including Ezra Levant from Rebel, and he says he's going to sue the Starmer government. There are quite a number of other influencers who are also prevented from coming into the country, and also some politicians deemed as, I guess, some sort of a risk to whatever in the UK as a result. So we'll show you a little bit of that tonight too. But the big dispute, everybody's all hung up on the size of the crowd. And even here with this aerial footage that I just showed you, this is Tommy Robinson, his X account directly, and he reposts this and takes on Piers Morgan, who has suggested that the crowd is not nearly as large as the organizers and as large as Tommy Robinson himself have been suggesting. He says, Piers is an attention-seeking sausage. Here's some attention again, Piers. Happy to do you a favor, proving again how much of a total sausage you are. Enjoy another public humiliation. Hope you're watching the live. And that's the aerial footage I just showed you. So what's at the core of this dispute is many of the people involved are saying there were millions of people in the streets, millions of people. And police, most media outlets, they're saying that the Unite the Kingdom rally attracted this time around about 50,000, maybe more, but 50,000 seems to be the most commonly used figure tonight. So Piers Morgan says 50,000. Wow, so that's 2,950,000 fewer than Robinson claimed were on his last march. Poor Tommy, that's utterly humiliating. Hope he's okay. More footage here. Well, there's even more. There's a lot of police around there. However, as I say, looks can be deceiving. And here's why I say that. Because you're seeing a huge crowd there, and it's undeniably a big crowd. Tens of thousands, for sure. But what you're really looking at in a lot of this footage is more than one protest. Because today, There was the United Kingdom protest, and then there was also a Niqab Day protest. Yes, this is the weekend of Niqab Day, which was, I believe, the 14th, but the protest taking place on the 14th, and many allegations of Tommy Robinson organizing today's United Kingdom rally, which is viewed by many as Robinson is anti-Islam. Some say anti-Muslim, which he denies, because he says he's not racist. But it's pretty clear that the decision to have the rally, the United Kingdom rally this weekend, was intentional to coincide with the Niqab Day rally. So you've got these two immovable forces meeting in the streets for confrontation. As a result, today we've seen, on at least, I believe, on the United Kingdom side, about 31 arrests. On the other side, the Niqab Day protest, about 10, 12. So I think I've got 40, 41 arrests in total between the two sides, both sides claiming to have much larger crowds than they actually attracted. Because it wasn't just those two protests. The other thing that was going on today was a big soccer final, and that brought tens of thousands of soccer fans out into the streets today as well. So you had about 90,000, I think the stadium holds. So you have all of those people in the same area. You have the Niqab Day protest. You have the Stephen Yaxley Lennon, that's his real name, or Tommy Robinson United Kingdom rally, probably with about 50,000. The Niqab Day protest, according to everything that I've been, gathering today as part of the research, probably about half that. And then you've got the big soccer match. You have all of these people and all of this activity in the same geographic area. Now, keep in mind as well that this United Kingdom rally was not like nationwide. It was concentrated in the within London itself. And the city, while the protest organizers and supporters and advocates and the streamers who are on Tommy Robinson's side, they're saying the whole city was gridlocked, everything was chaos, the streets were all blocked off, people couldn't get where they were going, blah, blah, blah. Well, that wasn't really quite true, because it was all centered in one part of the city. And even with that, you're getting a lot of, well, how shall I put this? You're getting a lot of deception. Truth intermixed with a bunch of deceptive posts, outright lies. And maybe some of you won't want to hear me saying that, but I'm just telling you the way it is. The facts don't care about feelings, right? So here's the truth about this. Here's Benny Johnson, who many of you are probably familiar with. He gets a lot of support behind the scenes and from viewers. Huge platform. He's been propped up. I think he's a social media creation like so many others these days. In any event, he posts this and says, look at the size of the crowd. So here's his channel. After the Reform Party humiliated Labour in elections, Keir Starmer smeared the United Kingdom rally as extremist and banned Conservatives from entering the country. The people of England's response, tens of thousands flooding the streets. So he posts this video. Except the problem is, all indications are that this particular footage is not from today. This is a completely different rally, a previous rally from at least a year ago, and again, probably intermixed with that, more than one protest. Because as soon as you get one big protest out there, you're getting people from the other side intermixing with it, and then both sides are making claims about, oh, look at the size of this. This is all our supporters, but that's not really true. And given the size of today's crowd, honestly, it is huge. It's not as big as the previous one. I don't think there's any doubt about that, but still huge. Still a lot of people on both sides, really. There's no need to lie, but he did anyway, based on all the information that I've been gathering. He posts old footage because it's more, to make it look even bigger, to just make it look, to exaggerate, to try to screw with your mind. I'm telling you, man, you can't believe everything you're seeing. You have to be so careful, and they don't want you looking at the other side. They just want to tell you what they want to tell you, and they want you to buy it. Brainwashing, propaganda, mind control, whatever. And it's all being elevated by Elon Musk and X, no question about it, because he's controlling the algorithms there. He's picking and choosing who wins and who loses in terms of viewers on X. Don't kid yourself. You think it's not just censorship that you need to be concerned about. It's about who's controlling the algorithms, who's in control of the social media platforms, because they're controlling what people see. Case in point. I'll dig into this a little bit tonight. So here's Tommy Robinson today speaking at the rally. He puts up pictures of various politicians, and then listen very carefully to what he says, especially near the end, because that's going to lead us into the next chunk of information that I'm going to share with you tonight that will be a little bit eye-opening, I think. He's putting up politicians' pictures and asking them to cheer, reject, whoever they like. You like this guy? You like that guy? You like Carney?
Let me hear it. USA! 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 Let me tell you why I've just got back from America, okay? I was shown so much love there. Let me tell you why it's important, why that man is important as well. Every single time, there is a higher power that is working right now in this movement, in everything that's happening. Every single time I'm in a corner or I've been knocked down, something picks me up every single time. In 2024, I think, I was in Spain. I was in a very dark place. Liam Tufts was out babysitting me pretty much. Liam travelled out there, spent months with me trying to pick me up because I was lost. At that time that I was lost, Elon Musk bought X. He turned my account back on. That was a moment when I was down. He picked us up as a nation and said, go get them. Wake up your country. Unite your people. Let me tell you a story when we went to the United States recently, okay? I went there 6 weeks before the event. We thought we had secured funding for this event, yeah? We've had to beg, okay? We thought we'd received funding for this event. Then we got the knockback that money wasn't coming. We had 6 weeks to go. Richard Inman, if you're here, I'm sorry. To my team, I'm sorry. I ranted and I raved. I've just walked in there to my team, to Aidan, who's put a lot of this together. And I've given him a fist bump because I have been stressed. I have been ranting. I've been probably a nightmare to be around. Okay? But that's what it was like in America. I found out one day that we didn't look like we had the money. So I've gone in a group chat and I've said, why are you all moaning about what people are saying online? We haven't even got an event. We've got no screens. We've got no event. It's not going to have the effect. The momentum is not going to be there. I travelled that day to Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. 15 years ago at the start of the English Defence League, there was a gentleman called Bjorn who was from Canada, and he set a meeting up with me in London, and 5 state senators flew over from the United States. This is 15, 16, 17 years ago. And I met a gentleman there, and his name was Andy Miller. A very nice man. I met him multiple times. We went out for dinner. And as I was in America, I thought, you know what? I'm going to go see Andy Miller. So I'd arranged to meet him for nothing other than dinner. Yeah? So we find out one day there's no funding. We think we're lost on the event. 6 weeks to go to the biggest event we've put on. I fly into Nashville, Tennessee. I go to dinner with this gentleman, Andy Miller, his wife, and some friends. And I sat there and laid my heart out. I said, we are building something that we've built for years. The country's ready, they're awake. And we're fucked, okay? We can't put the event on. I sat there, do you know what he gave? 200, he sat there, he'd had a few beers, yeah? He'd had a few beers. He said, Tommy, I'll give you £200,000 for your event. And I knew he'd had a few beers, and I was like, Andy, I didn't go there for that, yeah? That is a higher power, okay? The next day, I said, that's Jesus, okay? Andy Miller is a devout, staunch Christian, okay? Now, it went from that meeting, I went straight in the group chat and said, it's fucking on. It's on. We're putting on this event. We're going to succeed in this event. Andy messaged me the next day. He must have woke up with a hangover. And I was thinking, is he really going to give this money? He was pretty drunk, yeah? I thought, is he going to give this money? And he texted me, he said, did I agree to £200,000 or $200,000? I said, Andy, just what? He said, I'm going to send you $200,000 to the tech company, these guys. I was like, oh my God, here we go, get the...
Did you pick up on what he was talking about? Where'd the money for the rally come from? In the UK. He mentioned Andy Miller. Oh, there's another guy too. Who's Andy Miller? You went to Tennessee. Oh, the dots. They begin to line up, don't they, when you really pay attention? Andy Miller, GOP donor. Republican, MAGA, big donor. Trump supporter. Big supporter of Israel. Big supporter of, he's a self-declared Zionist. And he was fined a number of years ago in a $7.75 million settlement in a military healthcare fraud investigation. This is from the Tennessee, and there's other documentation. I have the Department of Justice news release on the settlement that came out of all of this. It says the wealthy Republican donor took campaign money as investments from now expelled lawmaker Jeremy Durham has agreed to pay $7.75 million to settle allegations he and his brother defrauded a federal military healthcare program through their pharmaceutical business in Florida. This guy's owns it's called Healthmark is the name of the company, and they're in pharmaceuticals, the healthcare industry. Andy Miller and his brother Tracy Miller operate Healthmark Investment Trust. Andy Miller said they are minority owners in a Florida company as well called QMedRx Inc. The Millers and QMedRx are accused of participating in submitting fraudulent claims for reimbursement from TRICARE, a federal health care program for military members and their families. according to a September 13th settlement agreement from the Office of the U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Florida. They're committing billing fraud. Although they didn't admit guilt, they paid out a settlement to resolve the matter, paid a fine of $7.75 million. The United States Attorney's Office is committed to protecting TRICARE and other federal healthcare programs from fraud, and said in the news release at the time. And it's very interesting because here we are on the other side of the pandemic. And where does this lead us? Back to Big Pharma in the United States funding what's going on over in the UK. And I'll say this, at least he's honest about it, and he's been open about it today. He's telling everybody where the money came from. Tommy Robinson being accused by some people today of being pro-MAGA or UK MAGA. It's undeniable. He's cheering for Trump. He loves Trump. A long history of support for Trump and from Trump. He is MAGA. Absolutely. You guys, again, you're all globalists. This is a global movement. What are they doing? They're tearing everything down. You might like it, but think about where you were at with where you were thinking a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, when the pandemic broke out. What are you all concerned about? The New World Order, Big Pharma, lockdowns. Who's funding this? A Big Pharma guy from the United States. This is not funded by UK interests. This is foreign money. Now, it's not illegal. They can do this, and he's just outright talking about it. He's grateful. And what are they cheering? What's the chant on the stage today? USA, USA, USA. While they're flying their patriotic Union Jacks. It's a little bit weird. Patriots. That word keeps coming up. I see the same thing going on here. A lot of the funding for what's going on up here in Canada, especially the separatist movement, that the pro Maple MAGA group, there's U.S. influence all through the country. That's what's destabilizing things so much up here. And you're all calling yourselves patriots, people, you guys who are supporting all of this stuff, and you're not connecting the dots. There's another big donor as well who donated at least $100,000, probably more, but at least $100,000. Robert Shillman also contributed to today's rally. These are a couple of the big guys supporting what happened out there on the streets today with the Unite the Kingdom rally, which also makes no freaking sense if you think about it. Not on the surface, because you have these pro-MAGA, anti-king, anti-monarchist, anti-UK in many respects supporters on the U.S. side, U.S. interests, and they're funneling their money to Tommy Robinson over in the UK for a big Unite the Kingdom rally. The kingdom, Unite the Kingdom, makes no sense. Well, they're saying no kings. It does if you really start to like peel back the layers and then look at what the global movement associated with all this is all about. It's anti-liberal, and it's about carving the world up into spheres of influence. Then it starts to make sense. But it's not about supporting individual nations and the sovereignty of individual nations. It's really about aligning all of these governments under the same ideology, the same political movement, so that they're all unified and working together with a unibrain, You talk about a uniparty. This would be not just a uniparty within the confines of a sovereign nation state. This would be one global government with one hive mind, one hive political mind, all these nations with one political alignment. Robert Shillman. Who's Robert Shillman? Well, let's just do a little Google search. Simple as that. Easy to find. He's donated to Rebel News. He's a Rebel News supporter from the U.S. 5 Pillars American Zionist Robert Shillman has donated to Rebel News. And also to Tommy Robinson. Reports claim that Robert Shillman has donated 100,000, verified, to demonstrations in London led by Tommy Robinson. It goes on. Investigations here previously, all the way back to 2017. This guy's also been supporting Laura Loomer and in the UK, Tommy Robinson. In Canada, Rebel News, US tech billionaire Robert Shillman. Also there, Rebel Media's Jason Kenney coverage is being funded by, that's Press Progress. I wasn't even aware of that one. What's that one say? It's Jason Kenney. So we look our link there. Let me come in over here. Are we good for the audio again? I think we are. Sorry we got interrupted there. The whole thing crashed for a moment. Okay, let me just take a little break. We'll come back and I'll just make sure that everything is lined up and functioning properly. Let me know in the chat if everything is, if the audio is still okay, and we'll resume in just a moment.
Maverick News. The world is watching.
Maverick News. Expose lies and tell truth. The world is watching.
Okay, I'm trying to make sure the audio is okay. I think we've got it back. Just let me know in the chat. Are we good to go again here? I'm pretty sure we're okay. Yeah. So, Robert Shillman, he's tech billionaire. I'm sorry we lost our links there, but we're bringing it back online. Okay, just go to Wikipedia. Shillman founded Cognex Corporation, 81, electrical engineering faculty at Tufts University. He's one of the tech bros. Named Inc. Magazine's Entrepreneur of the Year in 1990. Achievement Award in Leadership, Automated Imaging Association. Recognized an expert in the field of optical character recognition, OCR, and industrial uses of machine vision. He's been investing a lot in automation, robotics. Can't imagine how that might fit in with what Elon Musk is doing. And then you've got Elon Musk himself, who also today, just as it happened in the last rally from a year ago, up on the big screen and high profile at the rally, not there in person, but virtually. And he's injecting himself into UK politics, as he is in the politics of many countries. Here again, and he's calling for Parliament to be dissolved so that it'll trigger an election and they can get rid of Starmer. Because, he's too far left.
Absolutely. If the fight comes to you, you don't have a choice. You have to fight. So you have to rally all of the people of Britain to fight for the future.
Let me ask
and
the
if
people
this
of
doesn't
Britain,
happen, there won't be a future.
are you ready to fight for your future, Britain?
Fight for your future. Do it. Go.
Will we be gagged any longer, Britain?
Go. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, you can have your opinion one way or another. I'm just telling you how it is. You've got big U.S. money, tech money. You've got Elon Musk, who bought X. Well, Twitter turned it into X, and now he's platforming the people that he wants to promote, Tommy Robinson being one of them. It's not just organic. Tommy Robinson is able to do the things he's doing because Elon Musk is promoting him online. It's not just because people love him organically. So there were arrests, as I say, about 40 people in total between the two protests. Thing is, as is always the case these days, you don't see everything that's going on. These clips are edited. So I'll show you the clip, but just keep in mind, we don't see what comes before this. So I don't know why this guy was arrested. This is obviously one of the leaders, Ryan, associated with Raise the Colors. I'm not from the UK, and I don't follow the politics over there closely enough to really know exactly what that group is about, but I'm getting a bad vibe just from the name and the whole thing, okay? And so here he is being arrested. So it'll be a perfect setup for him being a martyr. Here we go.
Raising Colours is getting nicked! Get him! Wankers! Well, Raising Colours getting nicked! Here we go. What are you doing? Ryan! Ryan! Why are you fucking nicking him? Why are you nicking him? Why are you nicking him? Hey! Why the fuck are you nicking him? What has he done? What has he fucking done? What has he fucking done? Why are you nicking him? Why are you nicking him? Why? Why are you nicking him? Why are you nicking him? Fucking pig cunts! Fucking traitors! You fucking traitors! You fucking traitor cunts! You fucking traitor cunts! You cunts! Fucking cunts! Mate, you should.
Whatever he got arrested for, it won't matter, because the people who support him online will say he was just handing out Bibles or something. And they arrested him just for handing out Bibles. I don't know why they arrested him, but something happened at the rally today to piss the cops off enough so that they nicked him. Okay. So I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to really comment on it one way or the other. Maybe it wasn't justified. Maybe it was. But until I get some actual facts and find out what the actual charge is, I'm not going to comment on it. And frankly, I don't cover UK politics to tell you or promise that I'm going to come back to this tomorrow and tell you why, because I, at this point, don't really care that much, other than to show you that it's an edited clip. We don't know what happened prior to that. For all I know, he punched some guy in the face, or some guy kicked him in the nuts, or he gave the finger to a cop, or maybe they just arrested him for something. But it's all politics. And what can I tell you? Everybody's freaking lying. Okay. It's all crap. It's a huge crowd, big protest, no doubt about it. They say they're not racists, but there's a whole shitload of racists out there. Yes, that's the truth. All right. There are white supremacists there. And then, yes, there are also clips that I've seen from like GB News where they go out and they interview little old ladies and a priest. Okay. And they're saying, this is what the protest is. These are the protesters. How can you be upset about such a peaceful protest? Because, yeah, it's like many things can be true at the same time. You have thousands of just regular, ordinary people who are out there because in their mind, they're supporting something that's good and they're doing something virtuous and they just want a better future for their families. Fair enough. But also, you've also got some real dicks out there, and you've got racists, and you've got men of the cloth. Okay. You've got the whole gambit, and everybody's got a different view, and everybody's being brainwashed in some way. And it's the same thing over on the other side. They probably have some legitimate points. Absolutely. In some cases they do, because the shit's being bombed out of Palestine. But at the same time, they're causing a ruckus too. They're causing problems. Yeah, there are probably terrorists among them. But at the same time, there are people out there who are actual victims, or they have family that have been killed and they've got a legitimate grievance. So it's not black and white. It never freaking is. It's shades of gray. And until people figure out how to freaking learn to live together, we're just going to have more of this. And it probably will never be resolved. But I have people messaging me, thrusting me into the center of all this, like you want me to take a side, and you're testing me. Well, screw all that. I'm just here. I'm just going to tell you, I'm just doing my thing, man. That's why nobody donates, well, except for you guys, but I don't have like billionaire donors propping up Maverick News like Ezra Levant gets big donations from huge U.S. donors and then claims that he's patriotic, or whatever the hell he claims that he is, or these patriots here in Canada who are wrapping the Canadian flag around them and claiming to be, saving the country while they're trying to rip it apart with a referendum and supporting separatists. It's all nonsensical. You've got the premier out in Alberta. You think this stuff isn't connected? It absolutely is. The premier out in Alberta, who just this week, yesterday, signing this new agreement on a carbon pricing and a memorandum of understanding that's supposed to lead to the construction of a pipeline from Alberta out to the West Coast in order to, I guess, appease Alberta and the grievances that they have, especially the separatists. But then in the same breath, like the next breath, she goes over and says that they're going to appeal the court decision that has deemed the process to be unconstitutional, that's leading to the referendum in the fall that could rip the whole country apart and probably end up in Alberta being absorbed into the United States as the 51st state, or maybe just a territory, which is more likely if that were to come to pass, or maybe because then the whole country might just end up being broken up and then we'll just all become Americans and get absorbed into the sphere of dominance that the MAGA ostriches with their heads in the sand, okay, are supporting unwittingly, largely because they're all out in the streets running around, not like sheep, ostriches. Ah! Immigration, it's that guy's fault. Is it really? And they're lying to you about the economics of all of this, this whole thing. And now I'm on a bit of an editorial rant here, okay? You want to deport everybody? How about my neighbor 2 doors down? My friend, okay? You want to deport that guy? He goes to work every day. He's got a great family. His kids play out in front of my house. They kick the ball into my front lawn, and I don't say, get off my grass. I'm saying, hey, how's it going? No problem. But hey, these guys want to get you angry. They want to get you upset. They want you to hate people. I've seen too much of it. I'm tired of it all. And the people on the other side, they're all freaking crazy too. They're all nuts. Because they've been watching too much of this stuff here in the cyberverse and the Matrix. Elon Musk talks about the woke mind virus. What about the mind virus that he's planting in everybody's minds right now with his algorithm? Why the hell do you think on X I don't get any freaking viewers? You know how many viewers I get over on X? Like 2, 29. There was a time when we had like over 150,000. Not today, not on some of these platforms. We're building on other ones. We're replacing the audience, but they pick and choose the winners. You think if I type the right description on my video, I'm going to get more and more views, and it's just a little bit of truth to that. But even over on Rumble, they have their stars, and those are the people that get promoted. They put them up and right up at the front. There's some platforms where they have live streams, but only for approved people. It's the same on all of these platforms, and it has shifted because the ownership has shifted in some of these, and the political influence and the relationship between the big tech corporations and the government has changed because the government has changed because the Dems are out, MAGA is in. The old Republican Guard largely out. It's all Trump MAGA now. It's not the Republican Party that used to be there. And so Trump is exerting, massive influence. He's purged all the political opposition from within the bureaucracy, the entire system, the judicial system, and he's controlling all the big corporations with his tariffs. You want an exemption to tariffs? You have to go bend the knee and take a gift, preferably something in gold, down to Mar-a-Lago or the White House and present it in person to the commander-in-chief. And if you don't do as you're told, you're going to lose your broadcast license. But hey, he's all for free speech, right? So I am too. And I know that Starmer not approving visas for certain people to come into the country for this rally this time around. Case in point, there's Ezra Levant. Gee, I don't know why they might have banned him. Maybe they saw the coverage from the ostrich farm and they were wondering where the liquefied birds are. Because, you can trust that, right? So he told that whole Rebel News crew told so much truth from the ostrich farm that they're totally credible. I would trust them because they only tell the truth. They tell the truth from the other side of the story. So much credibility. So there's him. Who else was there? Valentina Gomez. They so wanted Valentina Gomez there. She was at the last one. So they recycled footage and made it look like she was there today, but she isn't or wasn't. So they got, here, I'll show you. So some of the supporters were posting this today. She's a U.S. politician. There she is right there, smiling, hanging out with Tommy, the man. Oh, there they are. Look how happy they are. Yeah, there's no white Christian nationalism involved here at all either, as you can clearly see. Oh, they're getting on well, eh? There you are. Yeah, okay. So who the hell is she? Do you remember I showed you? If you're a Canuckistanian, you probably don't really know who she is. But she's not an extremist or anything. I'm not saying that. See if I can find it. Here we go. This is the video from back in August that I shared with you all because she was making waves. Okay. She's a Texas at the time, a Texas congressional candidate. And she was, trying to get some clicks and generate a little bit of attention. And here she is. She says she didn't win. She said, I will end Islam in Texas, so help me God. Muslims are raping and killing their way to take over Christian nations. Help me so you never have to bow down to them. I know there have been cases of gang rapes and things like that. And of course, I'm totally against that. Don't get me wrong, but my neighbor ain't doing that. And my neighbors, because I have many of them around me. Okay. There's a fella just half a block over who has a Palestinian flag on his bumper, a bumper sticker. Yeah. I'm not afraid of him. I go by his house every night when I'm out walking the dog. Now, again, I'm not saying that Valentina Gomez is an extremist in any way. All she's doing here is, she gets out a Quran and her flamethrower.
Your daughters will be raped and your sons beheaded unless we stop Islam once and for all.
Yeah.
We're done turning the other cheek. Remember, David didn't pray for Goliath. He killed them. America is a Christian nation, so those terrorist Muslims can fuck off to any of the 57 Muslim nations. There is only one true God, and that is the God of Israel.
So she wanted to go to the rally, but they wouldn't let her into the country. And you can have an opinion on that one way or another, I guess. But I don't know about you, but I think that's like, totally normal because I always keep my flamethrower handy in case I come across a Quran so that I can light it up. I can't imagine why that would upset anyone or make someone fearful. Because around here, everybody does it. Everybody gets out their flamethrower on their backyard and they light the Qurans on fire. Well, except for my neighbors who are Muslim and, especially my friend over there who's from, Palestine. Everybody else, though, we all do it. We all have flamethrowers. It's just totally normal because, extreme would be something that you would do that would be like kind of unusual, not something you do all the time, and might be inflammatory or provocative. But not that's normal. Do that all the time. How about you? Do you keep your flamethrower handy so you can, light Qurans on fire? Do you do it on social media? Save Britain, save Canada. Just get your flamethrower ready. And none of that's going to lead to any kind of animosity, no friction. That unites people is what that does. That brings everybody together so we can live in peace, right? Or I guess you could just deport them all, and then that would solve all of our economic problems, or so we're told. Because they're all just feeding off the system and stealing, living off welfare. Not, my neighbor who goes to work every day, he's a freeloader. What happens if you deport all the people? Is that what you want? Get rid of them all, right? Because homes are too expensive. Real estate, unaffordable. So the solution, according to some, is you got to get rid of all the immigrants. Not enough to, I've said myself, we're allowing too much in too fast, and we should probably be taking more people from a wider range of countries. Because we need to make sure that we can provide proper support for people to give them a hand up so that they can then become productive members of communities, our society. That's what I've always said. Too much, too fast means that systems get overwhelmed, and then we can't support the systems, and you can break systems because of the stress if you don't have the expansive capacity there in order to accommodate everybody. So you have to do things responsibly. And I think we have had too much too fast. And you can see the stress on the country as a result of that, and the divisions that people are experiencing as a result. But do you know what really happens if you deport all these people that have recently come into the country? Many of them we've given a promise to, because we've given them the promise of citizenship. And when you make a promise to somebody, I'm pretty big on keeping my promises. But if you want to break the promises and just say they all got to go back, because I hear that all the time, guess what happens? Massive decline in consumer demand, massive decline in demand for houses. And so it's a double-edged sword. Again, you know what you need? You need balance, because if you deport all these people, many of whom are actually working and contributing to the economy, and regardless, it's creating demand for things, the value, the prices of homes will crash. What's the result of that? That means that everybody who owns a home, who is currently paying mortgages based on the current market conditions, especially older people like myself, not that I'm being selfish, I'm just pointing something out here. In our country, a lot of people, in fact, most middle-class people, their retirement is built into the value of their homes and the increasing value, the equity that accumulates in their homes over time. You just deport a bunch of people, suck all of that out of the economy, the value of these homes will crash. Then, because of the interest rates that are being paid and just the whole, the foundation for the housing market then becomes very eroded. It becomes cracked. Some people will lose their homes. You'll lose a lot of value as people who are aging and are about to retire. If they sell their homes and try to extract the value from that, there won't be nearly as much there as they were planning on for their retirements. And then somehow we're going to have to take care of this aging population that we have without them having the income in their golden years that they were planning on. And then somehow we have to make up the short gap on that. So the solution has to be something in the middle, which it always is. You have to find a balance. Fairness. create the economic conditions that make it possible for young people to get into the housing market, to own their first homes, while at the same time not collapsing the market so that people lose their shirts, especially when they're at the tail end of their lives and they're about to move into their retirement years, or maybe into a long-term care facility where they need that money in order to pay for their final years in a retirement home. You take that away from people, man, you've got a big social problem. You've got a lot of old people who've got nothing. So this is a lie. Think about it too. How did Donald Trump make his fortune, especially in the early years? And what does he still do? He buys crap holes, old rundown properties, and then he renovates them and turns crap holes into valuable real estate again. It's commonly done, but the way you make a lot of money when you have a lot of money is you wait for the market to crash in any given area. Then you go in and you buy up all of the broken pieces for pennies on the dollar, and then you ride it back up to the top. So if you crash the market by deporting a whole bunch of people, then you've got, the big investment firms, real estate companies, big time billionaire investors, they'll just come in and buy up all the real estate for pennies on the dollar. No, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. And you can not watch the channel. You can not email me anymore. You can hate my guts. I don't care. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not just going to buy into all the bullshit and sit here and endorse it and support it and turn a blind eye to what I see really going on and pretend like lighting up a Quran is okay, because it isn't. That's not okay. And it's also not okay for people to go the other way and blame everything on the Jews. Because on both sides, you know what we're getting today? The extremism. It is extreme on both sides. There's not much left in the center anymore. It just isn't. Everybody, the political pendulum has been swinging back and forth, and right now it's kind of like split, and you've got the two sides. Although you're getting this convergence over here with the MAGA populist movement, and they're all lying. The Niqab people, which marks the anniversary, the 78th, it was Niqab 78 this week, and that marks the the creation of Israel. And from the Palestinian point of view, it's the displacement of like 750,000 Palestinians at the time. And this is stuff that just goes back so many decades, and the never-ending religious war. And I'm just up here in Canada doing my thing, man. And you want me to pick. And if I don't pick, you're not going to support me. You're going to whatever. I don't care. I'm not playing the game. Just going to try to do what's right every single day, not lie as much as I can, not get duped if I can help it with all the AI and all the crap that's out there that I see every day, and protests like this where it's like, this is it. This is the big thing. This is going to change everything. This is the revolution. Whatever you're thinking. No, it's not. It's not changing a damn thing. All it's doing is it's just getting people jacked up, and they're going to try to change the guard and bring in this government. Well, it could change everything. I don't know if they're successful in realigning the whole world and creating the new world order, which you think is the other side doing it, which is actually your side, and you're just being all used as, or we're all being used to some degree as pawns. Not sheep, ostriches. Head in the sand, not seeing anything because you've been told, don't listen to those guys. Don't listen to those guys. They're all lying. The mainstream media, don't listen to them at all, because when they're telling you 50,000, no, it wasn't. It was like 3 million. No, it wasn't. It was like 50, 60, 70,000 for the United Kingdom thing, and probably about 20 or 30,000 for the other thing. And then there was about 100,000 soccer fans. And they're all out in the street milling about. They're all drinking at the bars, getting boozed up. Some of them are coming out. They're taking leaks in the street. And some people are kind of getting like me. We're just kind of getting fed up with the whole damn thing, tired of being lied to by a whole lot of people on all sides. We're trying to radicalize all of us in one way or another. Like, this is some guy, I think his name's Richard Shaw. And he's got fed up today. He saw what was going on. And so he's kind of out now. They've lost him. Listen.
Right, folks, just had to pass through UTK again on the trying to find a tube station, but I just got to say, you know, as somebody who is obviously a pro-patriot, the fucking behaviour from some of them is disgusting. Like, and I don't mean violence or anything, I ain't seen nothing like that. But it's just drunken yobbishness, pissing on the streets. Like, I literally just had to walk through a fucking river of urine. Like, what are you doing? You're out here waving Union Jacks. I wouldn't fucking dream of behaving the way they do while I'm wearing that. Fucking sort it out, lads, because it just ain't on. It's just not on.
I'm not on that side. I'm not on that side. I'm on your side. You might not realize it. For those of you who are mad at me right now because I've been sharing this stuff with you and saying what I've been saying, but I'm on your side, because I'm not going to sit here and lie my ass off. And I'm not going to pretend that this is a good thing when it's not. And I don't see really anything good on either side. Not much. There's some things I agree with, but really, this is also disingenuous, and it's also driven by the money. And the thing is, people are concerned about, like, we need democracy. We need a voice. We need to determine our own destiny. We need a government of the people, by the people, for the people, blah, 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 blah. The we the people activism out there, that's all MAGA. When you go to all these countries, and you can see it mirrored from country to country to country to country to country. The rhetoric, the slogans: make America great again. Make Iran great again. MIGA. Make Canada great again. Blah, 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 blah. But they're not connected at all. And I've been telling you, the media influence up here, they're influenced by, right now, American money. But it's, you're also getting influence from other foreign governments. It's true. Russia, China, Iran, they have a very, very strong propaganda program. USA. But it's not even the government so much. It's MAGA, and it's big corporations that have an interest in gaining access to markets, breaking things down, eliminating, barriers to entry into markets by applying political pressure through protests, destabilizing things, because they just want to make money. Case in point, what was it? I just saw last night. What was I talking about? Tucker Carlson selling nicotine, right? I drew attention to what has become a right-wing trend with conservative, if you will, or populist, whatever you want to call it, communo-fascistic influencers promoting smokeless tobacco and, more specifically, nicotine pouches and the specific brands like Alp and Zyn and vaping. Where did I see that today? Brand new story, just strangely. I wasn't aware of this last night when I was talking about it. Right here. NBC is reporting on it. I'll get the headline up. Trump administration. This isn't, again, it just, it's just mind-blowing, because you have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. talking about natural health and big pharma and get away from that. And they're also full of crap. Trump's flavored vape push sparks backlash from some Maha influencers and administration officials. That's right. Because what's going on? Trump administration has been taking moves to make flavored e-cigarettes and vapes more widely available, and that's causing a splintering among prominent voices in the Maha movement. Because you've got Robert F. Kennedy Jr. approving this stuff. He's supposed to be protecting health, but there he is. And it's like, yeah, it's okay, because this will help people stop smoking, which actually, I've seen people say that. The studies don't really entirely back that up, but we do know that these nicotine products, it's just nicotine. In the case of vaping, though, it's mixed with like a steam or a vapor that you inhale into your lungs, and that can cause all kinds of different problems. We know that it can cause popcorn lung in people. And if you ingest this nicotine, you will get addicted. It may be less harmful than smoking cigarettes, but maybe not. I don't know. I think the research is kind of out on it. The point is, it's highly, highly addictive. Nicotine is one of the most addictive substances known to man. Some studies say it's more addictive than heroin. As a result, we've got Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy's senior spokesperson, Richard Danker, resigned on Wednesday over these regulatory changes, which include a pathway for tobacco companies to begin selling flavored electronic cigarettes and the first Food and Drug Administration authorization of fruit-flavored vapes. The new policies also played a role in ousting FDA Commissioner Marty McCarty, who opposed them. You don't like it? Well, my big tobacco company donors, who helped fund my campaign, want it, so you're out. You lose your job. You get it in the neck. Trump's been talking about making it easier for people to access these products. Tucker Carlson, of course, promoting it, saying that I think he's quoted as saying he has a nicotine pouch in his mouth during every waking moment. I'm paraphrasing, but he never takes them out because they boost his awareness. And I think the promotional material has said that it makes you an unstoppable force. You'll be addicted. You're just going to get addicted. Oh, you know what else I've come across recently? Canadian politician who I've been watching a little bit, who has just, honestly, he's shocked me with some of the stuff that he's done, especially the way that he did an end run around Pierre Poilievre, went down to visit his best bud, his bestie, J.D. Vance. Where's his website? Right here. I took note of this about a week ago. One of the reasons I started to zoom in on what's going on with the whole issue. And this is related because he is on the nicotine bandwagon. Okay, so petitions, updates. He's got I think it was on his website. He's got a free the Zin thing. Can I find it here? Sorry, I wasn't really planning on talking about this. Cell phone services. Maybe I'll just do a search for it. It looks like you even got videos up. Yeah, here's a petition from him. Free the Zin. Not like, let's make, it's interesting to me. He's not saying, let's make it easier for people to gain access to smoke-free tobacco products to help them quit smoking. It's like specifically free the Zin. And then he's got pictures of the Zin down here, which I understand. I don't use the product, but I don't think it's approved for sale in Canada. But this is a specific brand. So it's free the Zin, not free Alp, free the Alp. It's not let's make generically tobacco, free nicotine available to people. It's free the Zin. Now, I'm not saying he's getting paid. I'm not saying that this foreign company is funding his campaign or anything, but it does raise some questions. Liberals have banned the sale of most tobacco-free nicotine pouches outright. Conservatives believe that Canadian adults should be free to access the smoking cessation products that work for them. Those trying to quit smoking should have access to less harmful alternatives to cigarettes. Small number of nicotine pouch products the Liberals have not banned are only available at pharmacies, which the Neighborhood Pharmacy Association of Canada says could place additional burden on pharmacy professionals already operating under considerable constraints. Well, you can share that view, but if you just make them available over the counter at the local variety store, where you can get vapes and stuff like that with nicotine, and you're going to get addicted. And these tobacco companies, no question in my mind, after seeing what I'm seeing, that Philip Morris, Rothman, Benson, and Hedges, they're promoting these products not because they want people to quit smoking, but because they need to renew their business model, and they have this product that they can sell to people to get people addicted to this instead of just cigarettes moving forward into the future, so that their big corporations remain viable and they keep on making money. And in order to promote it and to make it available to people, they've got to play the political game. So they're portraying this as some sort of pro-health move to make these products just widely available. No prescription needed. If the goal is really to just get people to quit smoking, then it does, to me, sort of make sense to say, well, let's regulate this a bit because this is a highly addictive drug. We don't want to create a whole new generation of addicted people to a brand new product. Let's be careful about how we proceed with this. So let's make it available through prescriptions, or at the very least, maybe you go up to the pharmacy. And like many other products, at least in this province where I live, you go up to the pharmacy, and if it's a regulated product, you can maybe get it without a prescription, but you have to ask for it. And if your doctor tells you that this is something that could help you, then maybe you go get it. But if you just make it available at the variety store, then yeah, kids are going to go in there and get it, at least some. And you're also, because it's happened with cigarettes all the time, and you're also going to get adults going in there and I'll just try that. And then the next thing you know, they're vaping all the time or stuffing those nicotine pouches into their mouths. People on the freedom side largely often are saying, well, stupid people should be free to do stupid things. I suppose you can look at it that way, but my views on this have evolved over the years. And the reason I'm more open to the idea of regulations on these kinds of products is because they are addictive. And once you've become hooked, you don't have a choice. Now you have to buy it, and then you become a slave. So there's no freedom in that. So I think we need to be very careful about it, and especially when I'm showing you stories like I did last night, where kids are being poisoned, young kids under 6 years of age, by these nicotine pouches, with serious health outcomes as a result of that. And nicotine is not entirely safe. It can cause all kinds of different health issues, including heart problems. Now, you're an adult. You want to do it, you go ahead. But like cigarettes themselves, there are all kinds of social issues, ethical issues surrounding all of it. And how long has it taken us to kind of get to a point in our country, in our society, in our communities, where we no longer go to a donut shop and walk into a gas chamber? Like it was pretty bad. It was awful in the 70s. I remember going in there as a kid. Tim Hortons, get your smoky donuts and your nicotine-laced coffee, because it absorbed all the gunk from the atmosphere into whatever you were drinking. It was pretty freaking bad. I remember being in a donut shop at one time. They were setting up, when the regulations were coming in, they were setting up smoke-free sections and smoking sections, and they were putting in like dividers and turning like mini gas chambers, turning part of the donut shops into mini gas chambers, where they were with like air filtration systems on top. They're spending a lot of money because they were, at the time, they were, if we get rid of the cigarettes, if we don't let people smoke, they won't come in and buy the donuts, because that's what was going on. People would go in there to smoke and they'd buy the donuts at the same time and the coffee. Kind of gross combination when you think about it. Kind of, oh my God. What can I say? Serge says Krispy Kreme. I'm just looking in the chat. You know what? I love Krispy Kreme and I hate them at the same time. We don't have them around here anymore. They came in for a while. But those Krispy Kreme donuts, they're so sweet. And I'm sure they are just so bad for you that I eat like a half of one of those things. And then I go into like some sort of like a coma from all the sugar. And they just melt in your mouth and they just turn to like pure liquid sugar in your mouth. Right? It's just like freaking, oh God, there's a huge rush. But I would finish eating it anyway. But if I eat two of them, I'd be in a coma. So it's a good thing they're not around anymore. I'd be over there eating them. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't survive here, because I think people loved them, but Krispy Kreme was out of business around here. Yeah, and the thing about, I see Stoic Teacher commenting, okay, yeah, you come a long way, baby. That's what these tobacco companies always did, is they turned the product into, they used cultural issues, marketing, to make it cool for people to smoke, where they make it, like you can make a political statement. For women, it was promoted as a way to show that you're liberated, to show you're a modern woman smoking. And then what ended up happening is, as women began to smoke like men did, they got the same diseases as men. Congratulations, you're so liberated. A trap. Just faking you out. Mind control through marketing. These tobacco companies have been really good at it. When I used to work at a racetrack, stock car track. Delaware Speedway Park. When I was going through college. Trackside announcer, and I ran the racing newspaper during the summers. And I was there at sort of the tail end of the sponsorship for stock car racing from tobacco companies, because Rothmans used to be a big sponsor for racing. Craven A. They spent a lot of money, and they would sponsor a lot of things. And so then there was a lot of charity money that was out there. There was money that went into museums, huge money. And so this was one of the ways that, they would use leverage to preserve support for their products, to promote them. It's advertising, right? So when I was at the Speedway, they were concerned because the regulations came in and they couldn't put like big billboards up and so on anymore at the track, because the laws had changed, were changing. And they had all the promotional material for the tobacco companies up in the VIP lounge, where I would go up there. I was such a glamorous job because I would cut the grass at the track during the week, and on the weekends I would be the trackside announcer and journalist. But I'd go up into the VIP lounge and during my lunch hours, and just the whole place was just full of, they'd taken all the signs and things down from like the concession areas and stuff, all the tobacco advertising. I remember the changes and so much concern about what we're going to do. We were going to lose all that revenue. And it wasn't just there, it was everywhere. No TV commercials, no radio, bans on all of it. And at the time, I was of mixed thoughts on it. Less so now. I don't think they should be advertising that stuff on television. Not like they used to. And that's why I'm not really in favor of what I'm seeing going on here. And when I see Jamil Giovanni posting it and creating this petition over there the way that he is, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? What is RFK Jr. doing? Or Trump approving this stuff? This advocate for holistic medicine and natural remedies and against big pharma. But there they are, supporting the tobacco companies, because that's who is behind it all. Big tobacco money, big oil money, big pharma, big tobacco. Are you connecting the dots? Big tech, support for the ostrich farm to Rebel News. Oh, yeah. In fact, maybe I can find this here. Rebel News. I just remembered. I received something about all of this from them this week. Maybe I can just find it online. Oh, Unsmoke. I think it's right there. Right there. Here, it's on X. I don't have to go to their website. Oops. Bring it back up. Right there. Rebel News. Who's sponsoring them? Where's their money coming from? Why do they say what they say? Sponsor, Unsmoke CA. Canada has been told to just quit for decades in 2026. For those who continue to smoke, there's more conversation to be had. Smoke-free alternatives exist for adults who would otherwise keep smoking. Put the lighter down. Is that really what they're doing? Is that really what, do they really have your health in mind? sponsoring Rebel News. Just being a critical thinker, asking some questions. It's a sponsor. See, it's right there, sponsor. I'm not making it up. Unsmoked CA. Well, who's behind that? Big Tobacco. Big Tobacco. I'll be back.
Maverick News. The world is watching. Maverick News. Fighting for freedom.
So it's advertising that isn't advertising. It's a lot of product placement that's going on out there too, because I'm actually seeing some of these conservative live streamers using the product during their live streams. That has been trick of the trade for a long time. Movies, product placement all through those. Cigarette smoking even now, sometimes shown in movies as product placement. But it's not just cigarettes, it's everything. It's booze, it's Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Was it Pepsi or Coke? I can't remember now. Well, an American Idol. I think it was American Idol. They always had the soft drink container right there beside in front of the celebrity judges. That's product placement, and companies pay big money for exactly that kind of thing. We reviewed that movie Looker from the 80s or 80s a few weeks back, and product placement was right there. Chrysler had a car in the movie, and that was product placement. That's what's going on right now as well with these smoke-free nicotine products. Talking about it, that's why a lot of questions surrounding what Jamil Javani is doing with that campaign. So much of this is just crap. It's just so much crap. They criticize Big Pharma, and then Alex Jones sits over there and promotes methylene blue. There's no freaking way that stuff is good for you. Okay? It's going straight to your brain, and it's turning your brain blue. That can't be good for you. I think they make that stuff out of freaking coal tar. Yeah, no wonder it screws with your mind. It might, your brain makes you more, you think you're more aware. Maybe I'm not, but I'm not trying it because I just want to be focused. I don't want my mind clouded. I want clarity. I want reality. I don't want to screw with my head. The worst thing I do, and I probably shouldn't do this, is I have too much caffeine. And that's a bad thing in itself. I should just cut that crap right out. When I was younger, I did for years. Didn't drink any soda, didn't drink anything with caffeine. But as I get older, losing my energy. You know, I think it's the most sinful thing I do. Frankly, don't drink, don't smoke. I don't feel good if I do. I don't drink because it just makes me feel like crap anyway. Slows me down. Got no use for it. Costs a fortune. And you go back. I think of the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and they were always smoking on the show. Everybody was smoking their brains out back then. They had ashtrays all over the, wherever you looked in a car, because they're just smoking their brains out. Everybody's smoking their brains out. I remember what happened to Johnny Carson. Lung disease killed him. Now we're going down this road. It's amazing how money can corrupt people so easily. But it's not going to change. Got to keep fighting for the good fight, though. That's what we need to do, so we don't die. I'm not too worried about the chemtrails, but I have to confess I am worried about the nicotine pouches. Just a little bit, maybe more than I should be. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there tonight, folks. It's near the bottom of the hour. I hope this was helpful. Just being honest. You can shoot the messenger if you want to. Hopefully I see you all back here tomorrow, though, 7 p.m. Eastern. On the flip side.
Touching the sky. If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? Cosmos free, running wild, wild as a wind can be. He's a free dog. He's a free dog. He's a free dog. Cosmos got them paws that just itch to roam. He's chasing his dreams. He's far from home. With a heart full of love and a spirit so free. He's living his life. Wild and carefree. If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? Cosmos free, running wild, wild as a wind can be. He's a free dog. He's a free dog. He's a free dog. He's got the stars in his eyes, the wind in his fur, a tail that wags like it's never heard of the blur. Cosmos on a journey. He's got no chains. He's running through fields, breaking all the lanes. Now the night's getting cold and the sky's turning gray. But Cosmo's still out there, he's miles away. He's not looking back, he's got his path to tread. With every step, he's leaving his bed. If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? Cosmos free, running wild, wild as a wind can be. He's a free dog. He's a free dog. He's a free dog. So if you're feeling lost, just think of Cosmos Run. Remember his spirit, his freedom, his fun. And maybe one day, when you're feeling alone, you'll find your own freedom and let your spirit go. If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? Cosmos free, running wild, wild as a wind can be. He's a free dog. He's a free dog. He's a free dog. sweats like it's never heard a word. Cosmo's on a journey, he's got no chains. He's running through fields, breaking all the lanes.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.